we're expecting 77,000 Jamaicans to be in receipt of an SMS or an email indicating that their reverse income tax credit will be at their financial institution or remittance agency.
All right, so I was reading this article the other day about Dr. Nigel Clark stepping down as Jamaica's finance minister, and it really just got my brain turning.
Yeah.
You know, what a time.
Like shoes to fill, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what a time to be handing over the reins, right?
For sure.
So today, we're going to dive into Jamaica's financial scene. We've got this news about a $20,000 reverse income tax credit.
That's right.
These ambitious debt reduction goals.
Yes.
And, of course, the hunt for a brand new finance minister.
Absolutely.
So much to unpack.
It is. Dr. Clark is leaving behind quite the legacy.
He is.
And it's going to be a fascinating landscape for whoever's coming in next. So let's start with this reverse income tax credit. 77,000 Jamaicans are getting that $20,000 boost this week.
Wow.
Imagine the impact.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
Especially for folks on lower incomes.
Yeah.
But is that enough? Is it enough to make a real lasting difference? What do you think?
That's the big question, right? So think of it this way. You work hard, your earnings fall below a certain point. Right. The government recognizes this. And they say, okay, we're going to provide a direct payment, this tax credit, to help bridge the gap, right?
Yeah.
20,000 Jamaican dollars can definitely help with immediate needs, but the cost of living in Jamaica, it's not exactly low.
No, it's not.
You've got your food, your rent, your transportation, all of that.
It adds up.
It really does. So while this credit offers some much-needed relief, it's important to consider what other support might be needed.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since this is just the first wave of payments.
That's right.
Right. This is just the beginning. They're going to continue.
That's right. Through November and December.
Wow. So this is a long-term thing.
Exactly. So this phased approach, it could help cushion the impact, but it also really highlights the need for those long-term solutions.
Yeah.
You know, could this credit be a stepping stone to something more sustainable? Skills training programs, support for small businesses, who knows?
Okay, so Dr. Clark also really stressed this need to tackle Jamaica's debt. He had this goal of getting to a 68% debt to GDP ratio by 2025.
Ambitious.
It sounds super ambitious. Can you break that down for those of us who are not economists? What does that even mean?
Of course. So imagine this. Your household income is, let's say, $50,000.
Okay.
But you have $75,000 in debt. So that's a really high debt to income ratio, right?
That's not good.
It makes it really tough to make ends meet.
For sure.
Countries are similar.
Okay.
The debt to GDP ratio is looking at a country's ability to repay its debts.
Got it.
So a lower ratio, generally, that means you have a healthier economy.
Okay.
So reaching 68%, that would be a significant step for Jamaica, showing that they are moving towards that financial stability.
Okay, so how do they plan to achieve this?
Yeah.
I know that Dr. Clark suggested shifting from U.S. dollar debt to Jamaican dollar debt. Any thoughts?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? So that's a strategy with potential benefits, but also some risks.
Right.
So on the one hand, if you rely more on the local currency debt, you're reducing exposure to those fluctuations in exchange rates, which can be very volatile.
Okay.
But on the other hand, it requires a strong, stable domestic financial market. So the new finance minister is going to have to very carefully weigh these factors.
Right. Speaking of the new finance minister, what qualities do you think are just absolutely crucial for this role?
Well, you know, given these economic complexities, they're going to need a strong grasp of financial principles.
For sure.
The discipline to resist those tempting loan offers.
Right, like you said.
Yeah, that Dr. Clark warned about.
Yes.
And really the vision to implement sustainable solutions.
Right.
You know, it's all about striking a balance between short-term relief and long-term growth.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how much the average Jamaican understands about all of this.
Yeah.
Are people even aware of the reverse income tax credit, let alone its potential impact?
That's a really good point. This is where financial literacy comes in.
Okay.
If people don't understand these initiatives, how can they fully benefit from them?
Yeah.
Or even advocate for better policies?
Exactly, yeah.
So prioritizing financial education that could really empower Jamaicans to make informed decisions, understand their economic landscape, and really participate more actively in shaping their future.
Okay, so that brings us to the bigger question.
The big one.
Can initiatives like this tax credit, can they truly reduce inequality in the long run, or are they just kind of temporary fixes?
It's a really important question. So while credits like this, they definitely provide that immediate relief, tackling inequality, that requires a multifaceted approach. It's like you've got a toolbox.
Right.
You need a variety of tools to build something that's going to last. So alongside these credits, we need investments in education, in job creation, in healthcare.
It's about creating opportunities for people to rise out of poverty, not just temporarily alleviate their situation.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got this, it's impactful, but maybe limited tax credit. We've got these ambitious debt reduction goals and a new finance minister stepping into, really a complex role.
Absolutely. It's a big moment for Jamaica's economy.
It really is. It's a fascinating time to be following all of this.
It is, and it leads to a very crucial question for all of you listening. Given all of these factors at play, what do you think will be the biggest challenge? But also, perhaps even more importantly, the biggest opportunity for Jamaica's economy in the years to come.
Yeah.
The landscape is complex, but hopefully this deep dive has given you some insightful food for thought.
It really has. Thank you.
Of course.
So much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And for breaking all of this down for us.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it.
Of course. Take care.
You too.
Bye. Bye.